Hi everyone! This is the second part of the tips and steps in script writing and storyboarding. I'm Maria Luisa Reynante, one of the content specialists in IOL. I'll be sharing with you the steps that we follow in creating a storyboard. I hope that after this lesson, you will be able to create your own storyboard. But before anything else, let's have a recap of the 6 steps in script writing. First, conducting research. Second, determining the course or subject matter. Third, making a course outline. Fourth, determining the teaching method and creating a template for the script. Fifth, writing the script. And lastly, checking and finalizing the script. So after writing the script, the next phase is to create a storyboard. What is a storyboard? The storyboard is actually a guide for animators. It simply tells the flow of the story. If the script is prepared for animation, the storyboard helps the animator to understand the story and to check whether the script is clear and comprehensible. Why don't you pick a piece of paper and try creating a storyboard with me? Basically, we also follow 6 steps in the creation of a storyboard. First is to create a template. Second, divide the script per scene. Third, add the script. Fourth, add a graphic representation. Fifth, add the screenplay. And lastly, is to check and finalize the storyboard. The first step is to create a storyboard template. A storyboard template is the pattern we use as a guide in making the storyboard of a script. An example of the template I used is like this. On the uppermost portion of this template, this is where we will add a part of the script. It may be a sentence, a phrase, or a word describing the scene. On the lower left side is where we put a graphic representation of the script. This is where we will show how the animator will animate or present the script. On the lower right side of the template is where we put the screenplay. The screenplay will show the movements and expressions of the characters, as well as the transition and the effects. Now don't get confused. The uppermost portion is for the script, the lower left is for the graphic representation, and the lower right is for the screenplay. It is not really necessary to use the same template that I use. You can just simply make your own that suits your taste, and maybe you might even make a better one. The second step is to divide the script per scene. Take a look at the script that you have written. Imagine a team of filmmakers. How do they shoot a movie? They capture the script on film or video, taking it scene by scene or part by part. That's exactly what we are going to do next. We need to divide the script per scene. For example, in the first scene, the character named Abigail enters the classroom, then she immediately takes her seat. For the second scene, Abigail looks so troubled. And for the third scene, she asks one of her classmates about an accounting problem she is having trouble with. And the scenes go on. You see, this step is very important because it helps us organize the sequence of events and makes our work easier for the next step in the creation of a storyboard, which is adding the script. In adding the script, let's try to use the template I have shown you a while ago. Here, we have divided the template into 3 parts. You might want to place a part of your script here, on the uppermost portion. It may be a sentence, or just a word or a phrase. So, for example, in the scene where Abigail looks so troubled, let's place the script here. There you go. The fourth step is to add a graphic representation. Let's use the scene where Abigail looks so troubled. Think of a graphic representation that represents the feelings of Abigail. Like this. See what I mean? Surely the character looks so troubled, but we also want to show that Abigail's trouble is connected to her studies. That's why there are books on her desk. Now the animators will understand the scene. The fifth step is to add the screenplay. The screenplay is where we describe in words how the characters react, what effects should be used, the setting or place, the transition, the tone of the voice for the voice-over artists, and other necessary details. Without this, the script and the graphic representation might be misunderstood by the animator and pretty much animate the scene in a wrong way. You must have noticed that Abigail looks so troubled. It's just a sentence, meaning it does not represent the whole picture. So let's try adding the screenplay. For instance, we want the setting to be in a classroom. The students are having conversation in the background, while Abigail is staring at her notes, and she looks so worried. Sometimes she scratches her head. So that's how we want the scene to look like. The same process shall be followed for the succeeding scenes until you exhaust all the scenes in the script. Just make sure that every little detail is explained in the screenplay so that the animator can easily grasp the flow of the story. Now we're done creating a storyboard. Have you also tried creating your own storyboard? It's good to check and recheck before finalizing your work, so you won't miss any details. Make sure that all the scenes are included and that the graphic representations and screenplay are sufficient to make the voice-over artists and animators understand what you are trying to convey. You may also ask for the comments and suggestions of other script writers, just to ensure the quality and consistency of the storyboards. When everything's in place, then you're good to go. Just remember the steps in creating a storyboard. For our next video, we will share with you some tips in making awesome scripts and storyboard. Until then,